had a bad sound coming from the front end of my car. So I took it to the mechanic this morning and got the good news, bad news brakes. Well, I thought it probably needed brakes, but then they said, no, it needs brakes all the way around. And then they said brakes and rotors. Then she calls me back up. It needs brakes and rotors all the way around. 4 new brake pads, 4 rotors. But I thought, it's only been 30,000 miles since I had a brake job. I thought, I should get more out of it than that. And the reply was, well, how do you drive? Well, I then remembered my grandfather. He had an old Plymouth that now, if you looked at it, you'd say that was an antique. Seemed like it was an antique when I was a boy. I don't think he ever drove it more than 40 miles an hour. And on the trip to town, there were no red lights, but there were 2 or 3 stop signs as kind of come to a crossroads. And he knew where those stop signs were, and I think that he had over the years calculated exactly when he needed to take his foot off of the gas pedal to coast to a stop at that stop sign. And I kind of thought, I wonder if he ever had to change brake pads. He was ready. He was prepared. You know, as we would think about being ready and being prepared, in 1 Thessalonians, the last part of it is talking about the coming of the Lord. It's kind of more so about those who have died in Christ. Then you get over to chapter 5, and it continues with the discussion of the second coming, but then the instruction is more so for us who are still living. And he speaks in verse 2 about the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. And we understand this. It's unexpected. It's sudden. But then you find in verse 6, so then let us not sleep as others do, but let us keep awake and be sober. In essence, he is affirming, yes, Jesus is coming. No, you don't know when it will be. There will be no warning. So the only thing you can do is be ready. My grandfather, he was very ready for those stop signs, and he didn't wear out his brakes. But you know, if you were able to do like my grandfather and coast to the stop, well, you'd make some folks behind you frustrated if they were folks behind you. But you weren't ready for when the Lord comes. You're ready for the wrong thing. Think of all the things that we do get ready for, but are you ready for Jesus' appearance? If we could assist you in getting ready in your obedience this evening, if there's a need for prayer, we ask you to come as we stand.